GOJO's generation of students, they all became legends. 68 years ago, after the Culling Games, a treaty that I mentioned early in the video was signed for Japan to deal with any sorcery type activity. Now Satoru freaking Gojo and Yuji Itadori, they're regarded as great men who possess phenomenal power that restored order to the world. However, right now, with the generations going by, sorcerers have only gotten weaker and weaker. So the idea of using them as an energy source in business, it's also dwindling out. This resulted in the worth of Japanese people dropping, much like a stock on a market.
Meanwhile,
Aliens invade Earth to migrate 50,000 of their people to the planet.
wait, what?
Now, in the opening page of Jujutsu Kaisen's sequel, a bombshell is immediately dropped. In the vast universe, aliens discover Earth in the year 2086. Their race is called Sumerians, and their mothership carries 50,000 of their own, as they wish protection from Earth as they are refugees. The king of the Sumerian race is informed of Japan, and in their data, they believe the greatest power on Earth was meant to be the USA. But consulting America, they state diplomatic missions are recognized as Japan's responsibility. This is because in the original manga, within chapter 270, when America asked Japan about cursed energy 60 years ago, Magi revealed that they need to save the soldiers who were in the US military by using Yuji and Hana to get rid of the cursed objects inside of them. She then explained that the entire world was witnessing Sukuna's fight with GOJO as Meme was broadcasting it. However, they eventually believed it was just a phenomenon that occurred in Tokyo. However, what about Tengen's barrier and Japan having a monopoly on cursed energy? They need to be upheld to keep the status quo, right? Well, in chapter 270, it revealed that Tengen is dead, but Sukuna's finger is playing the role of upholding the barriers since her remnants were found inside it. So as long as it's preserved, everything will be fine, given the fact that Sukuna's soul moved on in the samsara cycle to go north to be reborn as a good person as seen in chapter 271. The 1/20th part of his soul within the final finger doesn't exist anymore, and since it's an indestructible cursed object as well, Yuji claimed everything is alright. This was a temporary solution that Gakuganji had mentioned, and they would have to figure out what to do afterwards. We will probably get the answer in this sequel. Now, as a result, the Sumerian race then discovered that there's a group of people in Japan that possess a similar power to themselves, and that's the ability to use cursed energy, and they call themselves sorcerers. Meanwhile, we meet a new antagonist, where Gege is showcasing how times have changed. The villain is playing video games with a child, questioning the boy's psyche on his view of life, as in the value that he bestows upon it. This sets the seed of what we are about to see, as the villain claims if the child thinks death and violence are normal, then they would have no problem ending up as an energy source battery. Remember that Gege always said that the heart of Jujutsu Kaisen was about human perception of death, pain, and its value. Curses in the original story were born from negative emotions, the darkest sides of humanity. That's why Yuji's role as the protagonist mattered so much. He was a character who constantly wrestled with the question of what it means to live and die with meaning. Now, in the original manga, Yuji's entire philosophy was about valuing every human being no matter what role they played in the world. He felt extreme remorse for anyone that had to die by his hands, even for curses like Sukuna, who he gained sympathy for. Now, in Modulo, Gege is showing us how that same theme evolves in time. The new antagonist isn't just some monster swinging fists, he's dissecting the mindset of modern society, using something as everyday as a child playing video games. The boy casually dismisses death, stating it's normal, because in his reality, life and violence is just entertainment. So in this new era, Modulo is tackling a different type of negative emotion. A world where death is normalized, where people are desensitized, and where the value of life is blurred. Now, the human trafficker villain, what he's referring to is what we see in movies like The Matrix, where humans are used as an energy resource to power the world and make money. We learn the Japanese Japanese that have latent curse energy powers are getting kidnapped more than ever. Now in Kyoto, children especially have gone missing, and the police have not been able to catch wind of who is doing so. This is where the scene cuts to our new antagonist who has Tsurigi captured. Kyoto was perfect for his barrier technique since it's a city built like a grid. Tsurigi claps back that he must be stupid to do such a crime where the headquarters of sorcery resides. But none of that shit matters to this villain. He's going to give up the human trafficking business soon because he has discovered that aliens have arrived on Earth. So our villain is deciding to make one last sale before he bows out by cashing in Suguri. We then get this insane panel of all the kids he's captured in product bags. And again, for those of you that have seen The Matrix, Altered Carbon, or any cyberpunk-esque show, this is a common practice. Like, take a look at this. I definitely feel like JJK took some inspiration. Anyways, our MC states that he's pathetic, not being able to get proper work, relying on kids for their money. But as he beats him up to a pulp, Yuga arrives with the alien blasting the door open. The way they found him was through Mula's unique ability. Since they are connected by blood, Mula can harmonize their existences together to a balance, which will then give them a signal on his location. Now before Mula can scream out that they will save the children, Yuga interrupts, challenging her brother. They begin fighting each other in a sibling rivalry in the middle of a mission, making it quite a dysfunctional family, and it runs in their bloodline, I guess, you know what I'm saying? They are part Zenin, part GOJO, so yeah. Now remember that earlier we found out that they are on equal footing in terms of power, but there's an inferiority complex within both our MCs. Even so, Suguri does a left-right good night, coming out victorious against his sister. Yuga then remembers his training. Bro is lifting and swinging around 140 kg on his sword like it's bloody nothing. Obviously the heavenly restriction is putting in the work, but that's just insane for a 17-year-old to do. So wallowing in pity, Yuga then directs her attacks to the villain instead, imbuing her curse energy trait into the fist, similar to what Hakari or Kashima would do. She then activates her dog bite claws, farming aura to kill the villain. However, he laid a trap beforehand, which allows him to teleport with his weapon, instantly gaining the upper hand. But eventually, her bro joins the fight with his katana, where the sparks created are carried onto the blade, making it stronger. He then tells his sister that he's proud that she's gotten stronger, and because of that, he will work even harder. But eventually, it's revealed that they have won the fight. However, the trafficker hasn't given up yet. He connects his energy to every child that he has captured, intending to teleport all of them away with him. And then, that's when the truth is finally revealed. Mula's third eye pops out, knocking him out instantly and saving the day. That's when our MCs discover that the rumors are true. Aliens have arrived on Earth. Now, I will be covering this manga weekly, answering all questions like, was Sukuna an alien? What was his backstory with Master Tengen? What are these alien powers? I'm gonna cover it in depth just like I did the original manga. So to enjoy more peak fiction regarding Jujutsu Kaisen, watch this video on your screen right now.